the media day. We want to make sure that we share our brand with you, share our story with you, and ultimately share our players' story with you. We've got some really unique stories on this team. As you'll find out, Oliver's going to talk a little bit about building the roster and how the team has come together. Braden's going to talk a little bit about the upcoming season, and you'll have access to all of the players for some one-on-ones after we're done. After each of us talk for a few minutes and give you a summary of some of the things we've been working on, then we'll open it up to some questions. We're happy to answer any questions that you may have. So we're excited to get the season underway. It has felt like a long off season, although it's only been a few months. My name's Jeff Garner. I'm the president of business operations, and I started with the team back in June, actually. I've been in sports now for 20 years, professional baseball, major college athletics in the Big Ten, pro football, pro American football, and now soccer. And I couldn't be happier to be here. The amount of opportunity that is with the league, the USL Championship, and with this team, it's really amazing. The growth, particularly over the last 3 or 4 years, is just off the charts. The growth in attendance, the growth in viewership, the growth in talent in the league, which Oliver will talk more about. It's a really exciting time to be in Irvine with Orange County Soccer Club and to be a part of the USL Championship. I'm going to talk a little bit about the things that we've done differently over the past few months. And I get knocked for this a little bit, especially with Oliver, when we have new employees start, new interns, or even some fans when they're in the office. And I lead off with letting them know that we're not in the soccer business, which sounds pretty strange. But I like to believe that we're in the memory-making business. And we've got a very unique opportunity to play a role in the Irvine and the Orange County community, to bring the community together, to bring families together. We have a very fast-paced culture and world that's moving, and this gives families, businesses, nonprofits, and charities an opportunity to come together for 2 hours or 3 hours on a Friday or Saturday night and spend some quality time together. And so we want to continue to build on that and continue to maximize that opportunity. So a couple things just to summarize what we've been working on. One is we've expanded our staff. We've grown. We've more than doubled our ticket sales staff. We've brought in some young people that we're training and that are growing, and we brought in some experienced people from some other professional sports organizations. We've also added a community relations manager from the San Jose Quakes. So a little MLS experience, and about a month ago now, we launched the Orange County Soccer Community Foundation, which is a 501c3, and really helps us to activate the community. We're our own charity, and we're going to raise money, we're going to raise awareness, we're going to get equipment, we're going to be able to give those things to other nonprofits and to be able to be a part of this community and play the role that I think every professional sports team has a responsibility to do in their community. So our staff has certainly been growing. That has allowed us to get a little bit deeper into the experience and the fan experience. And so our promotional schedule is much more robust than it has been in the past. We've really focused in on about 10 dates, which are focused into 3 different series. There's a fireworks series, which is on Friday nights. It's a lot of F's, but it's easy to remember. Our Friday fireworks series. We're doing dollar beers before the game. And so far, the response to that has been fantastic. So fireworks is a great opportunity for families and for kids to enjoy post-match. We've got our Kids Con series. We've got 3 different Saturdays throughout the year. We're focused on wellness, we're focused on safety, and focused on education. And so 3 of those Saturdays, we're going to do some fun events. We're going to have a lot of vendors and partners that are here with educational material. And again, another opportunities for families to come out and enjoy a soccer game, but more than that, have a great experience. And then our beer fest. I don't know if the kids will be at the beer fest, but their parents will certainly enjoy it. By popular demand, we've been doing these now for about 2 years, and so those have grown each year, and we've got 3 of those on the schedule. So we also have some giveaways mixed in there. We've got some celebrity appearances that we'll announce shortly that'll be coming up towards the second half of the year. We're actually working on some specialty jerseys that we'll auction off to help support the Community Foundation. And so a lot of new stuff that's on the schedule for this year, all in the spirit of creating a fun fan experience. Another way that I think is going to help us get the word out is we've just announced yesterday our broadcast relationships. And so we're very proud to partner regionally on television with Cox Yearview, California. So we'll have all of our 17 USL home games and at least 10, if not more, away games on Cox View, which is Channel 3 in Orange County. So we think that's going to help a lot. That'll go along with our national exposure digitally, which is on ESPN+, and so that will remain. And it just adds more free access for Orange County and actually all the way up to Santa Barbara. And then on the radio, and our partners are here, we've announced a relationship with Tuliga Radio. And so we'll be on at least 7 home games. And as that relationship grows, we'll look to enhance that schedule either this year or in the future. And quite a bit of marketing and other promotional opportunities with Tuliga. So as a group, all 3 of those broadcast partners, I think, are going to help us get the word out and help us share the fan experience. We've also got a pretty exciting international partnership that we announced back in December. And I'm going to let Oliver spend a little bit more time talking about that. That's with the Glasgow Rangers. There's a ton of technical relationships there with player development, but there's actually a lot of promotional elements as well, and broadcast. So we're going to be sharing a lot of content. We're working on a 3-episode docuseries right now, documenting some of their players and their staff, actually, that's coming over to Orange County or already here. And then some of our players that have actually gone over to Scotland and to play internationally. And so I think that's going to be some behind-the-scenes content that's going to, fans will really enjoy watching. And so Oliver will talk a little bit more about that. And we are more than ecstatic to get the season started on Friday. So we encourage everybody to come out and join us throughout the year. So that's the business side, that's the marketing side, the experience side. I'd like to invite Oliver Wiesop, who is our general manager and president of soccer operations, to talk a little bit about the technical side.
Thank you, Jeff. That works. Great. There you go. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. Jeff, thanks for the intro. Personally, obviously, this is my 6th season with Orange County Soccer Club, and by far it's the most exciting season ahead. As you know, the USL has grown dramatically over the last few years, and it's a league truly now where you can see world-class talents, players who played on the absolutely highest level, but also very young, talented players, and that's kind of what we're obviously striving for here at the club. I think, look, I will start it off right there. The goal of Orange County Soccer Club is every year is to win a USL championship. In the last 5 years, we've been in the playoffs 4 times, reached the Western Conference Finals, and won the 2 regular season 2 back-to-back as well. So that off the bat is always for us is winning a championship. But we believe we want to do it the Orange County Soccer Club way, which is clearly with a first-class coaching staff. And you will meet Braden Cloutier, our head coach, afterwards, who's going to be his 3rd season as the head coach, but his 6th season with the club. And obviously Franz Hulk, who's our technical director, who's worked at some of the biggest clubs in the world. Winning a championship is in the USL is important, but for us more important is can we do it the Orange County Soccer Club way? And we believe that is, yes, with talented, experienced players, but also develop young, talented players and give them the opportunity, when ready and prepared accordingly, to come out there and prove their worth and compete. And I can tell you this year, we have 7 players under the age of 18 that are competing, are on full professional contracts. We have also, all 7 of them are youth internationals. 4 of them are American youth internationals. 3 of them are European internationals that came through our partnership with Glasgow Rangers, which I will go in a little bit afterwards as well. And we also obviously have 12 returning players from last year, and some of them are first-class experienced players that played at absolutely highest level, including Michael Orozco, that obviously played for the US 29 times, had a great career in Mexico. But we also were able this year to bring back Thomas Enevoldsen, who played for us 2 years ago, who scored 25 goals for us, and is obviously a prolific goal scorer. So we have a very good balance of a few incredibly talented players that probably could play on the absolutely highest level still, but they believe that Orange County Soccer Club meets their ambitions on the field, and they also take a lot of pride in building a club that the community can be proud of, and also be role models for our younger players that ultimately go on, perform here, and go on to the next level. As Jeff mentioned it earlier, we were very fortunate this year, after looking at many European clubs and partners, to close a partnership with Glasgow Rangers. We've been approached from some of very, very big clubs, including Champions League clubs, that realize that Orange County is a big market for soccer, and that in Orange County Soccer Club you have a team that is fully committed to the player development and our pathway to professional, and they want to be part of it. We have such a good pathway that the wind just took the stuff down, so as you can tell, this is a very good sign. With that said, Glasgow Rangers, the partnership is founded first and foremost on football, and that is very important, and on player development, which means, yes, there's a lot of commercial aspects to it as well, as James, as obviously Jeff and James has mentioned before, but for us, truly, it's the soccer aspect, it's the essence of theirs. So having 3 of their players this year play with us, 3 very, very talented players that have already been with their first team in training, and represented obviously Glasgow Rangers, and they're also youth internationals. To have them with us is a massive step, but also for our players to go over there and show their quality and show their worth and showcase their abilities to obviously completely different window, and that's the European window. So we had Aaron Cervantes, our young goalkeeper that started 12 of our games, went over alongside with Diego Lopez and Francis Jacobs, who we signed last year at age 14 as the youngest ever American soccer player. And we didn't sign him because he was the youngest, we signed him because he was ready, and he's very, very talented. They went over in December, played with Glasgow Rangers, trained for a week and did really well. Based off that, Francis was recently invited to go and play in the Al-Qas tournament in Qatar, which is arguably the most competitive youth tournament in the world, with clubs such as Real Madrid, Barcelona, competing in that structure and in that tournament. And Francis played a year up and did really, really well. He started 4 out of the 5 games. The feedback from the coaching staff was first class, and what it truly shows that the environment we have created here has allowed him to go over there and excel. So a big credit obviously to our coaching staff for putting the structure together, where these players are now training with professionals every day, play with professionals every day, and there's a lot of work off the field that goes on, so they can actually go measure themselves and play in the first class tournaments with some of the world's best youth talent, and actually contribute and make a name for themselves. So it clearly shows that our pathway is working and that structure is. But again, never forgetting that the pathway is important for us, because we believe these players are assets. But again, we're a professional team, and we want to compete for a championship. And every player, no matter how young they are, once they are part of our team, we want to make sure they understand the goals and the expectations of this team is winning a cup. And I'll let Braden Cloutier talk a bit more about it, but I will tell you, going into this season, there's not one staff member, there's not one person in the entire organization or one player who doesn't feel we have everything on us to go and win a championship this year, and that's what we're very excited about. So I think with that said, unless, are we doing question and answers a little bit later on?
Yeah, once everybody wraps up, and actually I was going to do our uniforms.
Okay, so before then, what I would say is I wanted to bring up quickly Braden Cloutier, who's our head coach. Again, it's his 3rd season, but he's as a head coach, his 6th season with the club, and he can talk a bit more specifically about the individual coaching staff that we have.